Well, hello there, everybody, and welcome to Trash People from the Dump. This is our new movie review segment where we review new movies. I'm Frankie Lampel.
I'm Gore.
And today we're talking about
Cruella, of course.
in case you couldn't guess that that's what's going on here.
This video is gonna also have more reviews.
Yes, stay tuned to the end. We have a whole lot of movies. That's
but
why
we
it's so long.
wanted to review Cruella while I was dressed as Cruella.
Yeah, we just got back from seeing that. And there are lots of movies coming up after this, like some other new movies, including Quiet Place 2 and whatnot. That's coming up after this. But first, we're going to talk about Cruella. I've got to say, I had somewhat high expectations, not like real high, but I'm like, I hope this is really good. And it was.
It really was. It was a lot of fun.
The plot in this movie is as basic and predictable as it gets.
Yeah.
With a few exceptions.
There's a few, yeah.
But it's just told really well.
Yeah.
Emma Stone plays Cruella.
She's fantastic in it.
And this is an origin story of sorts, where it goes from when she's little to when she's an adult.
Mm-hmm.
And, I thought this movie was super, super awesome.
Yeah.
Amazing costumes.
Oh, the costume design was fabulous.
Which you would expect from a movie that's based around fashion.
And they don't disappoint.
And, it was actually quite a bit funnier than I expected, too.
Yeah.
I found
it was
myself
really
laughing
funny.
at quite a few parts.
Except for the very beginning is super dark, so be prepared.
Yeah, there are
for
some
that.
very dark moments to this. This is maybe an older child kind of thing.
Yeah, like the very beginning would be really rough for a super young child.
And there's some dog attack scenes where the dogs are really quite frightening. So again, for kids, this might be too much for kids. But for older kids and adults, I thought this was wonderful.
Fun, right?
Especially if you're a fan of the cartoon and the other movie, which I don't remember that well. I watched the cartoon
I remember
more.
the live action better than I do.
Yeah, I remember the cartoon better, but that's because it was one of those things I think we had with VHS.
Oh, yeah.
But, the movie here it's about Cruella's rise to becoming who she is, and I don't want to spoil too much with this movie. It has a fun, kind of twisty plot at parts. It's a little predictable, but not too predictable.
Yeah. I love how they explain why she hates Dalmatians in particular. She doesn't hate all dogs though in this movie, in this version.
This is definitely a reimagining of the character, like Maleficent.
Oh, absolutely! Like a little bit of a change to the story, yeah.
One thing that was interesting that they didn't really explore too much in this movie, and I'm curious if they're gonna. They left this open for sequels, so they could do sequels. But one thing I thought was interesting in this movie is the main couple who owns the Dalmatians in the cartoon is the Darling family, and Anita Darling is the wife. But in this, Anita Darling is the black reporter.
Yeah, I'm really curious if they're gonna go
anywhere
along
with that.
yeah, that would be really interesting. I wish that character was in it a little bit more.
Yeah, I do wish she was in it more. She was really good, but
yeah.
I thought this also has Jasper and Horace, the two henchmen from the cartoon movie and the live action Glenn Close one.
Oh, they were great.
And they were awesome. They were so fun. There's lots of cute animals, although one of my complaints, and I don't have very many, this is probably my biggest complaint, is the use of CGI animals.
Occasionally.
And sometimes it was in scenes they really didn't need to use them. So it was like, what the fuck? I'm glad it wasn't always CGI, but because it wasn't always CGI, it made it even more obvious when they used it.
Yeah.
And there was like a scene where when she finds the dog early on in the garbage, and there was a scene where the dog was like just looking between her and another person, and it was computer animated and it looked terrible.
Yeah.
But besides that, and I could definitely overlook that. It didn't bother me too much. But because the dog parts are really fun, and they were really cute, and they had cute dogs.
Oh my god, the dogs are so cute.
They had one dog who's got a little leather eye patch.
At one point,
so cute.
one of the dogs is dressed as a rat. I won't say why.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I fucking love it. It's so cute.
Oh, this was a lot of fun.
The cast is a little more diverse than I was expecting, which is good. Because it's still all main white characters, but not all of them.
Also, they have an openly gay character.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, they never bring it up, but it's a little more than just queer code this time.
Mm-hmm. I think I wrote this down right because I was trying to furiously write it in the dark, but he has like one of the best lines in the movie, which is totally both of our Theo and I's motto. Normal is the cruelest insult of them all.
Yeah, normal. Yeah, yep. I like that. And it's people not me so much. I kind of wear the same outfits all the time.
Yeah, you don't have much.
I don't change too much. But that's because I was made in my clothes.
Yeah, that's because your clothes are kind of glued to you. You don't really have
This is
a
actually
choice.
just skin. I've been nude this whole time.
Oh
But
no, children, avert your eyes.
Yeah, this show's not for kids. Fuck off. I love this. I really thought I was just gonna enjoy it for the costumes and set design, but overall, I really love this movie. I thought it was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was exciting. They have some good theft kind of things, some kind of spy espionage, thieving, heist movies.
Yeah.
The heist isn't super important though, but I mean, it's very heisty in parts. Yeah. I thought this was great.
I wrote down cute and funny. It was just really, there is, I put down, there's a couple of scenes where I'm like, this is like Joker style fuckery.
Oh yeah.
And also, even like a little bit Catwoman. Like the old school DC movies definitely felt like a tiny bit of an influence for this. Just at times.
Like the Tim Burton ones?
Yes.
Like Tim Burton Batmans.
Yeah.
The Batmans from the 90s.
Oh, also, I won't say why or how it's in the movie, but oh my god, I need a trash dress.
I know. I want to be dropped off at every important thing I'm at. Out the back of a trash. Like, I just want to be dumped out of a dump truck.
That's how we should arrive at all things. Yes.
And then just climb out of a pile of garbage and be like, here I am. That part made me so happy.
Much. Oh my god.
As trash people, we approve.
Yes, we do. I already talked about, there's even a really awesome, punk rock style fashion show kind of scene that's really fun. There was a few times where the camera work was kind of weird. It made me dizzy, I don't know. There was one scene that was for no reason, it wasn't on a stand or whatever, it was just somebody holding a camera, and it was really weird, I don't know. But I mean, that's
Do you wonder if that's a little bit because it's been so long since we've really actively watched movies in a theater?
Maybe.
That we're not used to it, maybe? Because there was one scene where they do this swoop in through the department store she works at, and the flooring and everything.
That was really dizzying.
What was that? It's like what's that? It's like the cowboy scarf stuff. Paisley or something like that. What is that called? That the design. It's specific design.
It might be Paisley.
I don't know. It's I'll see. I'll cut it out. I thought you would know.
No,
I feel like we've had this conversation before.
No, I know what you're talking about. I realized Paisley was part of the design.
On the floor of the department building, when it swooped
Paisley?
into the top, and you turned to me, and you're like,
"Yeah,
this makes me
I
dizzy."
realized it was Paisley.
Because it's
you're probably right.
It looks like a yin, like a teardrop or yin yang with frills around it.
Yeah. That's totally Paisley, yes.
But the whole floor was covered in that, and it did this swooping.
Yeah, that made me dizzy.
In shot where the camera spun around a little bit, and that was a little.
But then there was a scene.
Yeah, where they're in front
at
of the
fountain,
yeah,
and then it was really shaky. It was definitely not on a stand or a thing or whatever. It was just me shakily holding the camera. I don't know, it was weird. But I mean, just minor complaints. Yeah, I think that's all of my notes. Yeah.
I really recommend this, yeah. Especially if
you like the Disney movies or if you like 101 Dalmatians, I think this is going to be a fun watch for you.
Or if you like Maleficent.
Yeah,
We haven't seen the second one, nor do we want to, but we will someday.
We will
eventually. This was at least... I like... This is my favorite so far of their live-action things.
Yeah.
I thought this was the best of the Disney live-action
Yeah, I mean, Maleficent, the first one, is like a close second, if not... like equal, but it's definitely
Yep.
Highly
recommend it if you're into fashion, if you're into
Disney,
and
or
if you don't like those things, don't watch this movie. I know there's people that aren't looking forward to this and don't think it looks good, but I thought it looked good from the commercials. And it was what I was hoping it was.
Yeah. Oh, we forgot to talk about too the other like big star in this movie. Emma Thompson. Oh, she's
the Baroness.
Fabulous.
It's like the Devil Wears Prada kind of character where she's the big fashionista.
Definitely a character you love to hate.
Yeah, because she's hilarious, but she's very evil. Definitely check this out. I thought this was a lot of fun to watch. I thought Emma Stone's acting was wonderful, and I would give this probably like a A.
Yeah, definitely. But stay tuned. We're gonna keep doing more movie reviews.
Yep, more movie reviews coming up.
Yep.
Right. Well, hey there, everybody, and welcome to the next part.
Yeah, I was gonna say, now we've had a costume change.
Yep. Well, I mean,
well, I have.
You have.
You just always wear that.
All right, so let's talk about some more movies.
Okay, this is just in the order we watched things. So, Benny Loves You. This was available to rent streaming. It also said select theaters, but I haven't seen it like at any of our local theaters. But this was like a little bit of a mixed bag.
Yeah, I thought this was a lot of fun. It's the somebody's stuffed animals come to life and is killing people sort of thing.
Yeah, and we never looked up, but I'm almost positive the very beginning is a short we saw at a film festival a while back, but I'm not sure.
And that's probably the biggest problem with this movie is it doesn't need to be a full length.
Yeah. It's an adorable idea and it has some fun moments, but
I like the main puppet thing.
Yeah.
They did some good job, and it's funny and silly
and there are
enough.
some really funny parts.
This movie's not very serious at all. It's just silly. It's okay. I thought it was fun.
As far as trigger warnings, child abuse, kind of like the first short is really abusive, honestly.
Yeah.
Also, there's an AIDS joke, which is really unnecessary and very like out of touch at this day and age because this is a new movie. This isn't an old movie. I'm trying to see if there's any other major note. Also trigger warning, they refer to natives as Indians at one point. The parent's death at the very beginning is really funny.
Yeah.
There are some times that it's really hit. It's very hit and miss though. I felt like bad Milo vibes I wrote down. I don't know if you've seen that, but if you have, or if you haven't, go check it out.
Yeah, I like Bad Milo better.
Yeah.
This wasn't too bad, but it did have those vibes.
Yeah, I think that's about all I have note-wise. It was decent. I'd probably give it maybe like a C+, B-. I don't know. There were times I drug out a lot and like didn't keep up the pace, I guess. But it was alright. It's a fun one. If you just want like something streaming, that's a good one. Let's see here. Invisible on Amazon. I'm trying to remember what that was.
Are you sure it's not Invincible?
Invincible. I can't read my own handwriting.
This is a comic book hero show, but it's very violent and
okay, yes, that's what it is.
It's my only complaint personally is they could have spent a little bit more money on the animation. The animation looks good. It's just very undetailed. It looks
Yeah.
like a lot of the
But then
cartoons.
there's times that they put in a lot
Yeah.
of, like that one.
Yeah, there was one scene where there was a lot of detail and other scenes. And that's this was the first season. I'm sure they weren't sure if it was going to be popular,
Yeah,
and it was.
Yeah.
So they're going to make more seasons of this. I as a comic book movie fan, and I used to watch the cartoons in the 90s, like Spider-Man and X-Men and all that.
Yeah.
And Batman especially. This is very reminiscent of that era of cartoons.
But even darker.
But even though it's a brightly colored show,
Yeah.
it's extremely violent. And if you don't know it's coming, the end of the first episode will take your breath
Ooh,
away.
yeah.
It's violent and disturbing, and basically sets off the entire plot for the whole show.
Yeah, pretty much the whole first episode, we're like, are we wrong? Is this not going to be like a really violent, gory?
Yeah, but then there it is.
Nope, it hits you right in the face.
This is a very morally messy kind of superhero show, very reminiscent of The Boys.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's Amazon, so.
But a cartoon show. And,
but yeah.
Yeah, I thought this was great. Really shows like how different superheroes with different levels of ability, how they learn to work together as a team,
Or
kind of
don't.
thing, or don't. Yeah, and the consequences that comes with that.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, Invincible was a amazing show.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm very excited for more.
Yeah, if you have Amazon Prime, I highly recommend that. Binge watching that. Next is Shrill, the final season. I don't know if we've done any reviews of the other seasons, but I mean, Theo and I have always struggled with weight all of our lives, so this show definitely hit home. It's really funny and raw and real.
The only thing, which I imagine is both of our complaints, is
The
it has a non-ending.
Yeah.
This was the last season. And the ending of the season was really silly. Like how they ended it, just like two characters on a bench talking about their failures, and then
I wanted a couple more seasons. I understand like ending it before like it gets too stale, but I feel like it could have done another season or two. But
I feel like it was just getting its stride really nicely, and then it's over.
My favorite lines from the new season, I wrote it down because it was so perfect. There was like a racist girl, like obliviously racist, sitting in the black character's chair to get her hair done, and her significant other is like, it's nothing personal, we just hate you here.
Nothing personal, we just hate you. Here you go. It was hilarious. Yeah, Shrill is a great show. I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
It kind of has a shitty ending, but
it's an okay ending.
it just doesn't. There's no resolution.
Yeah.
It's very open to nothing. Nothing really changes. Nothing really happens. It's just kind of done, which is, I guess, like life. Life a lot of times has a lot of
that's why it's
non-resolution.
fairly realistic. But
I don't know.
I wanted one more season at least. And maybe they'll still happen. Probably not. Next, we got a sneak at a short that's making its rounds in film festivals. Do you want to go ahead and talk about that? We might even do a little tidbit because she gave us permission. So
yeah, our friend Tristan Risk. Here's some images. Yeah, the trailer's probably playing video right now.
Yeah.
Tristan Risk is a very talented all-around artist who, besides acting and directing, also does burlesque and makes these wonderful little creatures like this one that we'll show.
Yeah, oh yeah, we should do that. We should also say, go ahead, go follow her on TikTok and Instagram. She has some amazing, cute fantasy type videos and stuff with her creatures and everything. It's really fun.
I'm not sure if we've said her name. It's Tristan Risk.
Yeah.
She also played the Betty Boop kind of character in American Mary, which is a fun movie.
Yeah, and one of our favorite characters from that movie, actually.
Probably the best part of the movie, so it was kind of cool figuring out that was her.
Yeah. But she made a short called Reptile House. And if you do film festivals like we do, specifically horror film festivals, you'll probably see it.
Yep.
But
and it's a cute, simple.
it was really, really fun.
It has some winks and nods to 70s cinema.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It has like that kind of gel lighting in it and stuff like that. I thought it was really.
Without
really
spoiling it, I'll just say Snake Revenge.
Yeah, but it's a snaky kind of movie. It's good.
It was really fun. I was really, yeah, I like that a lot. Next, we were talking with a couple that's around our age, and she's like, do you remember the Scooby-Doo Blair Witch Project? And we're like, what?
I didn't until we started watching.
I think, but we didn't have Cartoon Networks at that point, I don't think. So I might have missed that. I'm not sure.
I think they were. I think it was when Cartoon Network started playing Scooby-Doo episodes, and they had like
back
a
in,
marathon
like, the 90s
when they first
2000s.
got the rights to it or something like that, and they made these really silly bumps, these bumpers. And if you don't know what a bumper is, like it's the little. Mostly Adult Swim does it. I don't think a lot of other channels do it, but it's like a lead into the show.
No, yeah.
Like they'll have a little text thing or a little silly bit before you get back to the show.
Mm-hmm.
And in this case, they made these quick little Scooby-Doo as if Scooby-Doo was Blair Witch.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really funny.
It's really funny. It's free on YouTube. You can watch the whole thing.
Yeah, you watch all the little bits. And it's cute. It's fun. It's not too creepy. It's still silly like a Scooby-Doo thing.
Yeah.
Definitely recommend it.
Oh
if
yeah,
you're a fan of
definitely.
Scooby-Doo or Blair Witch.
Yeah. Also, speaking of bumpers, we might have a bumper
We
in
submitted
the
a bumper
Portland
for the horror festival. We'll see.
Festival, which is gonna actually happen. They're trying to make it work so it'll be in person and possibly a little bit streaming as well.
If it doesn't get in, we will play it immediately on our channel. And if it does get in, we'll play it shortly after the festival.
Yeah.
But you'll get to see it.
Stay tuned. Either way, you'll get to see it.
For the 20 people who still watch it.
We already talked about Rutherford Falls. We finished it.
Yep, great show.
It's really good. I hope they get a second season.
A lot about, and what I like about it is that it's not a one-sided conversation in the show.
No.
Because the main character, the main girl, she struggles a lot because her best friend is like the white supremacist dude who's ruining the town. Even though he's not really a white supremacist, he's just blind.
He's very oblivious.
He's blind to his own family's heritage, and he thinks that's all that matters to him and the community. And then, like, yeah, and how he is a shit about that, and how she struggles with her friendship with him, and then her identity as an Indigenous American. I think this show's fucking awesome.
Absolutely.
The first episode's a little rough to get through. It definitely gets better as it goes.
Yeah,
and they have a non-binary character in it.
Yeah, I know, which is also awesome.
Yep.
Asian American non-binary character.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome to see that.
Representation wherever we can get it.
Yep.
Saved by the Bell. Oh my god, I'm so mad that we waited so long to watch this.
We really thought it was going to be bad.
This is not the original. This is this new.
This isn't the 90s one.
Continuation.
They did like one series in between.
Oh yeah, they did College Years.
The College Years,
yeah.
that didn't do very well.
I watched that too.
But surprisingly, this new show, which we thought was going to be terrible.
God. We put it on like, we'll watch one episode and just joke about how terrible.
But it's like very shortly after watching it, you kind of see what's going on immediately. This is less of a taking the original and just keep going, and more of a spoof of the original.
Yes, definitely turns it on
commentary.
its head. Yeah, and like actually handle like real serious topics.
Yep.
In like not a stupid way.
Because the whole concept of this here is Zach Morris from the original is some douchebag governor who cuts funding to schools, so they have to shut some of the poor schools down. Well, the school he used to go to, which I don't remember what it's.
Oh fuck, it's.
I don't remember.
Other
nerds will know better than I. But anyways, at the school that he used to go to, his son is at, and his son is essentially the same character he was from the show.
It's even, what is it, Mac Morrison?
Yes, Mac Morrison. But what happens is the poor, more diverse school with people of color and different economic statuses.
Yeah.
Their school gets shut down, so half of them end up going to this rich, preppy school, and how everyone deals with that. And it's actually fantastically funny. It's a wonderful parody of the original show. Like they even like comment on some things. There is a caffeine pills.
Oh yeah, and like if you're original, like a fan of the original, you'll appreciate this a lot.
That was their big anti-drug.
Like all of the main characters except for one who is no longer with us,
or make an appearance.
and the principal doesn't make an appearance either. But
it's what's the main girl's name? I can't think right now. The curly-haired girl from the strippers.
Yeah.
She's in it. And then,
she's actually really great. This is really silly and stupid.
And then the other guy,
and
the Latino man.
why can't I think of his name?
The Latino hot guy.
I know all their names, and I'm like blanking right now.
But yeah, they're honestly the biggest main characters.
Yeah. Like from the original.
Obviously, Screech has passed. I know there was some kind of stink because they didn't invite the principal back because he's still alive.
I don't remember, but I feel like maybe that's because there's some problematic things. I can't remember though. But
either way, it's hilarious. I think
it's just great. Yeah. Like it kind of switches back and forth between like a modern show and like the cheesy ridiculousness of the original. Yeah. Like it goes back like when Mac Morrison is on screen.
Even
it's
the music
like
changes.
It's so weird. It's so funny.
The my only complaint is the intro song is really boring. Like it's not.
Oh yeah, we might have.
Yeah, it might be here or it might be on a separate video. But I'm
like the singing is great, but the backtrack is just like not upbeat and modern enough for
like
what
they just
they're
put
doing.
A drum and bass line and like, here, dude, sing along with
It's not even close to as fun as the original.
So I'm gonna maybe beef up some of that music. We're gonna beef up some of that.
But there's a transgender character that like it's not even really like talked about at all. I think they kind of barely hint on it.
She is actually one of the preppy, bitchy girls.
Fantastic.
She's hilarious. Yeah, she's such a bitch. It's awesome.
And there's lots of BIPOC representation, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah, I can't wait for the next season.
Yeah, I can't either.
It's so ridiculous.
Funny.
We thought it was gonna be garbage, and it's just so fun.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, yeah, I think it's great.
And it still has like the tired sitcom plots.
Oh yeah, the plots are really boring.
But like they're self-aware, like they know how ridiculous it is.
It's like they're making. It's like a spoof. It's honestly a spoof of 90s sitcoms.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Army of the Dead. Have we done a review for that? We've already done a review for that, haven't we?
I don't. We'll do one in case we did
it. I'm not. We'll cut this out.
But I don't think we did.
We did on TikTok, but I don't.
I'm not gonna go into this for super long. I'm gonna give you a quick bullet points of why this movie was terrible. But I enjoyed it. So this is the Zack Snyder film. That's the first bad thing. He made a good movie once.
I will say this movie is really gory. If you're looking for just stupid fun and gore, then like this is your movie.
So these are kind of spoilers without being spoilers because they don't
even
ever address them.
So it's not a spoiler.
So it's like first I thought I was hallucinating. Second, I thought maybe it's just stuff that they forgot to cut out. And now I know because they're going to make sequels and a cartoon show, I'm betting they're going to explain all that in that. They're like, we don't need to explain anything in this movie. So starting right off, when I knew this was going to be bad, they introduced the characters by all having them do like weird photo shoots in a warehouse, like holding a picture of their family or them, and then it has like a description of like who they are.
While like this zombie massacre is going on around them, it's like
so bizarre. It really reminded me of House of the Dead when they paused the movie to do these like 360 shots.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they did that exact thing at some point later on in the movie.
Yeah. Okay, that was the first really stupid thing. Otherwise, the kind of story just went. It was fine, dumb, whatever. And the cast is very diverse.
You missed the hint of
there's
aliens.
They hint aliens at the very beginning of the movie, and you never get that again. There's two lights that appear at the convoy part, where they're transporting a zombie at the very beginning, and they zoom away.
Nobody talks about it. Nobody sees it. Nobody does anything that has anything to do with it.
And then okay, the plot just kind of goes. They get inside Las Vegas, and there's all these beef jerky zombies because they're all dried out.
Yeah, the dehydrated zombies. They fucking hint at that. Don't do anything with that.
The coyote girl who brings them in, she's like, yeah, if it rains, they come back to life. And I'm
so like,
holy
oh,
shit,
it's gonna rain.
It's gonna rain.
Yeah.
Zombies. Nope. That's the last time you hear of it. They talk about how like there's these alpha zombies that like run Las Vegas like it's a gang, but you only get to see 2.
Yeah.
The king and the queen characters.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing about this movie that's the most stupid is that some zombies are robots. Like literally fucking robots. Here's a still. I might even show my TikTok about it.
Yeah.
But
yeah, just insert our TikTok.
but this will explain it. But zombie robots. Why?
Why?
Why are the zombies robots? And why doesn't anybody talk about it? All you'd have to do is the scene when they shoot a zombie and it's clearly a Terminator. They just go, hey, what the fuck? This one's a robot. And the other guy can go, we don't have time for that. We gotta get a move on. And that's all you would have had to do. And then I would have known, okay, that was a weird occurrence. But since nobody addresses it, I'm just here to assume that they know that zombies are sometimes robots, and that's just the thing that happens.
Like zombies too.
I could go on and on and on about why this movie's crap, but I won't because I thought it was a lot of fun.
I mean, just know going in, that is what you're in
for. It's a long, it's just stupid movie. And then they throw in these really bad, serious parts that breaks the flow really bad, but also are hilarious because it does that. I want to see all the rest of the spin-offs, so I know what the fuck's going on in this one. So I guess they did their job. It got me into it and makes me want to see more.
Trigger warning, there's a disgusting man doing disgusting man things, but he kind of gets his due, so it's okay.
But if you really need to see it, it's streaming for free on Netflix.
Yeah. Unlike us who went to the theater the day before.
Theater. It was the first theater movie we have seen since COVID.
No, it was the second, because we saw Spiral first.
Oh, that's right. We saw
But
Spiral.
yeah. And we'll have the link below for that review. I wrote down it's kind of like Ultraviolet in that like you're not there for like the storyline, you're just there because it looks pretty and it's fun.
Yep. And it was fun. I enjoyed this, but it was really dumb.
There's a microwave hand thing. I won't go more into it, but
it doesn't make any
when
fucking
you watch
sense.
it, explain to me how this makes any sense.
The whole thing too is like they could have used the dead bodies and just threw them down the hallway, and it would have. They didn't need real.
I guess
zombies.
the explanation is men are stupid. I don't know.
The writers of this movie certainly are. No offense, writers of this movie, but this was dumb. I enjoyed it though.
Yeah, I guess that's about all we got to say. Oh, another trigger warning. Stupid Japanese joke that really was out of place.
Yeah, they do a weird Japanese joke. I mean, the guy who says it is Japanese, but I mean...
That doesn't really make
it any better. Did you need to include it in the movie?
It wasn't funny. It was unnecessary and just really stupid for the timing.
You chose to put that in the writing and script in the movie. That was a choice.
Oh, I guess we should also talk about how one character was completely recast at the last minute.
Oh yeah, Tig Notaro is in this, and she's
our favorite part of the movie.
She's randomly green screened into this thing, and it looks like she's randomly green screened in most parts. Oh, also this movie has a really bad problem of blurring half of it. It's a very
I think
blurry
that's partly
movie.
because of that.
Yeah. But there's scenes where they like blur every. It's just.
I will say to Tig Notaro's
she did good. Yeah.
Credit. She filmed all of her scenes minus one with what's his name, all entirely by herself. She had to pantomime, like do all that. Like she had nobody to work with.
And I think she did a real good job considering what happened.
Yeah, and she was honestly my favorite character. So
I mean, what they let her do.
Her
part was so
she
small.
needed to be bigger, but you know.
Anyways.
Yeah, I think that's.
I'm gonna never shut up about this movie. If you don't move
on. Next is You Can't Kill Stephen King, which I'm still not entirely sure that we haven't already seen that in the past.
But this was a really low budget spoof of horror movies. The idea is these people go camping and then they start getting killed off in ways that happen in a Stephen King book. And they're camping up in Maine, near where hopefully Stephen King lives. This movie's not bad. It's a super low budget, spoofy kind of movie. Which, if you've seen one of these, you kind of know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's definitely in the lower range of good.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not terrible.
Yeah.
There were aspects of this movie I liked. The ending kind of had a nice resolution. Not a bad movie. Check it out if you like spoofy.
It's on Amazon Prime for free. I should also mention this was a recommendation from our number one fan. And if you would like to recommend us a movie that you'd like to see us review, go ahead and comment below and we will see about doing that
There's
for
still
you.
some recommendations we need to get to from them too.
Yeah.
There'll be more from our number one fan.
Also, trigger warning, like they kind of sexualize bisexuality in a gross way, but you know, that happens.
But I mean, it's a spoofy movie,
Yeah,
so like
so I mean.
they could have been like pointing it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was alright.
It was alright. Trick.
Okay, so Trick was kind of boring. It was okay. It was Halloween slasher kind of movie where some kid kills all these other kids at a thing, and then like they try to capture him and he escapes or whatever. But there's like more going on to it than that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's okay.
It was in our horror pack. The end I think is the most interesting part.
Because the
Like
fact
how
that there's more going on is
Yeah.
kind of interesting, but
It's alright. It's like one of those movies. If it's free somewhere, watch it.
Halloween slashery kind of thing.
Next is Nobody, which is what's his name's movie. It's kind of like John Wick.
Oh, with Better Call Saul guy.
Yeah.
I can't think of his name right now either.
Yeah.
Bob Odenkirk.
Bob. Oh yes, there we go.
It's John Wick with Bob Odenkirk.
Yeah.
That's the movie.
Yeah, it's $20 still to rent. Streaming. I think it's in theaters as well.
I feel like the weirdest thing to me was Bob Odenkirk just felt out of place as this character.
Yeah.
Like he did fine with the action. The action scenes looked great. The movie was really entertaining, but it's just I don't know. I don't know if he played that character very well.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just because we've seen him play so many other roles so much better.
Like trigger warning, like toxic masculinity.
Yeah, toxic
is
masculinity is a
very
big thing
ugly
about
in the
this movie.
beginning, especially. The writer and director of Hardcore Henry directed this. If I gives you any information, but yeah, it's all right. If you like action flicks, you're probably gonna enjoy this.
Yeah, the
If you
action
like
was fun.
If you like the John Wick movies, you'll probably like this.
This isn't quite as over the top as John Wick. This is a little more subtle.
A little more subtle, yeah.
Not much, just a little bit.
Next is The Unholy, which, like, it's again one of those, like, where it's the plot and idea, like, the concept is better than the execution.
What was this one?
This was the Witch Revenge one.
Oh yeah, it was dumb.
It was pretty boring and nothing much happened.
Yeah, like back in the old days, some witch was killed, and then she's cursing the people in the present. That's very
like
cool.
she tricks them into thinking she's like a
Mother Mary,
Christian.
specifically.
Yeah.
And she's Mother Mary sent to save them, but it's not. It's the Mother Mary.
Yeah.
Hey, imagine that. Other people are named Mary besides the Jesus-y ones.
But it's all right. I don't know if I would pay to rent it or go see it in theater.
No, if it's free streaming, see it then.
Bloodz versus Wolvez, which is another number one fan request.
Yeah, so this is like bottom of the barrel budget kind of movie, and it's really hard to watch because they didn't completely know what they were doing.
Yeah,
it's better than Axum. It's more of a complete movie than Axum was.
I do appreciate that it's almost an entirely BIPOC cast, which is nice.
And I think it was a bigger budget.
Oh yes, they had more budget and more access to things, they might have actually made a really fun
Like some of
series.
the ideas going on here
Yeah.
are pretty good. It was kind of like a gangster. What's the movie with the vampires and the werewolves that fight? Underworld.
Oh,
like
yeah,
a
it's like a
gangster
gangster underworld kind of thing.
but high school budget.
Yeah.
Not terrible, just kind of a movie that exists.
Yeah.
If you don't get a lot of full black cast horror movies.
Yeah.
And this is not one of the worst ones I've seen.
No, it really wasn't that bad. You could tell it didn't have much of a budget.
That's the thing. Yeah, if they had money and a little bit more know-how, I think this would have been more of a cult classic.
Yeah, it might have turned into a whole series, but maybe someone will pick that up.
Yeah, no.
I wrote down too. It felt very 90s, but it was like a 2006 movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Next is A Quiet Place 2.
Ooh, a
Which
quieter place.
Yeah, that's what we've been.
This felt not much different than the first movie, except slightly better. I liked the first movie okay. I thought they did, like we had talked, they did better with the sound. Like they didn't play music
gave us
too
more
much.
silent, like actual silent
At least it felt
moments.
like that.
Yeah, like there was a little less music sometimes, which was nice because like that's kind of like the creepy appeal of it is like it's completely silent and then like creatures are coming at
Something
you.
I saw pointed out online that I didn't think about as much when I watched it, just because the first movie was so white. I didn't really expect this one to be that much different. But this is a very white movie, not a lot of diversity.
There is a little bit, but it's quickly taken away.
They bring the black people are there just to be killed. And that's the sacrificial black guy trope in a horror movie. There you go.
Also, we talked about with the group, I mean, maybe this is trying to set up for the next movie because they clearly were setting up for another, like, this is going to be a franchise. But the people they see, I don't want to spoil it too much.
There's survivors they find that look diseased. And
Yeah,
they never
like, is there a
address it.
disease going on as well? But we don't address that at all, so who knows? You get to see the you get to see how it started with that family, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, I mean, like, for a sequel, I was pleasantly surprised. It was probably maybe just slightly better than the first one, in my opinion.
Yeah, in parts at least, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
There's still, I think, too, maybe because I saw the first one and then saw this one, I knew the range of realism it was in, so the stupid things that happened in it didn't bother me as much, but there were a lot of times where the characters
What are you waiting for?
who should know better by now make the stupidest mistakes like ever. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
And then the trailer gave away too much of an important part of the movie that happens way later in the movie, and they show the whole scene in the trailer. And that's really disappointing. Quiet Place 2, I thought it made me jump. It was spooky.
Mm-hmm.
Fun scares. Not an amazing movie, but
no, but I mean,
if you like the
first one, you're gonna enjoy this one. I'd probably give it like a B.
Yeah,
it's all right. Next is Funhouse, which we got streaming. It was like $6.99 to rent, but it's like another like Big Brother type show movie. Meets Saw, in my opinion.
I didn't pay the closest attention to this.
It was a little boring.
It was okay. It
had moments that were really interesting.
If the idea of Big Brother and Saw being the same thing entices you, then check it out. That's exactly what this is.
Yeah, I mean, it's not amazing, but it's fun. It has its moments.
My biggest problem with this, and it's a problem I have with movies like this, where they make the bad guy so ridiculously over the top. He's like a cartoon character. Yeah. The pretentious monologue. And I just, as soon as that happens, I'm like, this is so stupid. This takes away any seriousness, any kind of realism. It makes your movie really dumb. You really need a strong actor to be able to pull that kind of thing off.
Yeah.
And if you don't have it, then don't make that character that stupid.
Yeah.
Besides that, it was just dumb fun.
Yeah.
Big Brother Saw movie.
Yeah, it's Big Brother meets Saw. Definitely that kind of vibe.
Yeah. Not as good gore or traps. I mean, there's some things are okay,
Yeah,
but it's mostly just people killing.
Yeah. Also, trigger warning. There's like kind of a little bit about suicide, without spoiling it. So, if that's a trigger, then be forewarned. Next is the Star Trek
Lower Deck
cartoon on Paramount. Yeah.
I think so. This is actually a really funny cartoon. I really like this. Has a lot of winks and nods to the various other Star Treks, but you can still enjoy it.
Yeah, if you haven't watched all the Star Treks, it's fine.
You might not get all the references.
There's occasionally, jokes that you might not get,
but just like
for the most part, you
random
should be able
references.
to, yeah.
There was one episode where it was a wink and a nod to the original Star Trek movie. It spends like 10 minutes or so watching the ship do nothing. It's sci-fi porn showing the ship and it goes on forever. And there was an episode of the cartoon where they did that.
Yeah.
They spent way too much time showing us that ship, and that was really funny. Different things like that. It's really fun. It's definitely about, the people who are in the lower decks of the ship. It's not the main people, even though it is. It's a mixture of both.
Yeah.
But it's about the people who do the unimportant work, quote unquote.
I was gonna say it's a little like I can't talk. A little like Rick and Morty, but a little bit tamer.
Yeah, it's not as
A
wild.
little more
as Rick and Morty,
cutesy, but still kind of in that vein.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely recommend,
Yeah, I really liked it.
especially if you're a Star Trek fan. I think you'll really enjoy that. And last, should we talk about this because we haven't finished it yet? People of Earth. We're almost all the way through it though.
Yeah, we can talk about that a little bit.
Talk about.
People of the Earth is like a show about alien abductee survivors that no one believes them, but then it's real. This show is really funny and quirky, but the reason why it probably got canceled and why it's very problematic is one of the alien races is the reptilians. And reptilians is a very anti-Semitic.
And one of the reptilian aliens is powerful.
Yeah, like a person of power. So it's like it's forcing that kind of stereotype of the. And,
I feel like they just were oblivious when they wrote that because it doesn't feel like it's trying to be.
It doesn't feel like it's trying to be anti-Semitic or have any kind of anti. It has a diverse cast mostly and interesting characters. The main guy's black.
Yeah, I mean it's very diverse.
Yeah, I almost wonder if that's why. And I know I've spoiled this thing, so I've read what happens at the end, and it doesn't have much of a resolution.
Yeah, they were planning on a third season.
It had even been written, and then they canceled it.
Yeah.
Like, they greenlit it, wrote it, and then canceled it.
Yeah.
But I almost wonder if it's that reptilian thing that's a sensitive kind. It's not something maybe we should
especially with the
perpetuate.
growing anti-Semitism, even more so today. Yeah.
It's really unfortunate because that show is really funny and quirky, and I really liked it.
Yeah. If you like aliens and comedies, I recommend
But
that.
just FYI, one of the aliens is reptilians.
Yeah. So yeah. But yeah, I mean, otherwise it's a really funny
it's
concept.
really funny.
So.
Twists and turns to keep it interesting.
Yeah, so it's too bad. And I remember when it first they advertised it at the movie theater all the time.
Oh, yeah.
But we didn't have that channel. So I was always waiting for it streaming, and then the other day I'm like, oh yeah, we should see if that's on Hulu now, and it is.
And I found out it was canceled.
But also, yeah.
Check it out if you can. It's pretty good, but just forewarned.
Yeah.
Reptilians.
Yeah. And it doesn't. We haven't finished it, but I don't think it has much of a resolution.
Something drastic happened to one of the main characters, and I don't think they resolved that at all. So, yeah. But anyways,
What? That's all we got today.
I hope you enjoyed these. If you have some movie recommendations, let us know.
We have lots more coming up. We're going to see The Conjuring. As we speak right now, it'll be in a couple days. So
we saw Cruella. We didn't talk about Cruella.
We did. We filmed that actually before this, and
that
will post before that.
Yeah.
That was the beginning of this video.
Right. That's right. We did that all day.
But yeah. So lots more to come from us, movie and show wise.
Yep.
But thanks for watching. Also, if you have any recommendations, go ahead and comment below, and we'll see if we can get to them.
Like, subscribe, and all that
yes,
jazz.
Please.
And
We really appreciate it.
And we'll see you next time.